So I saw an article or something about J-Lo being upset with Marvel movies. Yeah, big shocker there. So who doesn't like Marvel movies? Most people probably do. I know I do. So Marvel is pretty much cinematic gold. You make one of those movies and you're practically printing money. You know, what's the secret to their success? Why does the MCU succeed? And why was X-Men X-Men? And what happened to Justice League and DC Comics? And what happened with Universal's monster movie universe? The thing that people forget is vision. You've got to have somebody with vision, and that's usually one dude. And it's not his job to come up with all the good ideas, but he's supposed to be able to pull together all the people who do have the good ideas. That dude was Kevin Feige. Now, what was his talent? His talent was seeing all the fluff in a story and getting rid of that. All the things that might take away from the story and keep it from going. And ultimately, that's why those movies are successful. Now, I think in the future, you're gonna have two eras, pre-Kevin Feige and post. Now, the pre-Kevin Feige era, it's when movie theaters could get away with putting out crap and it'd be forgivable and they could even be successful. But in the post-Kevin Feige world, there's no more room for rubbish. There was a time not too long ago, well, hey, it's still here, when there were filler movies. Basically, they needed movies to be put out in theaters so that people would have something to see and they wouldn't necessarily be any good. The cool thing that Marvel has done is basically they've gotten rid of that and shown you can't do that anymore. I think that's one of the benefits of it, is that people have to be like super selective. I think that's the reason why when Disney bought Fox, they gutted the vast majority of their projects. Because I think Fox was hoping that one of those things they were gonna make was gonna be good, and some of it might be, but they don't have the glowing track record that Marvel has. Now, the downside to this is that movies might become way more homogenous and you might see only one kind of film being made, which I suppose is what a lot of people are afraid of. But good ideas tend to win, and I think it's just gonna force everybody to be on their A game. The reason why Marvel movies are so successful is because when they started out, the MCU had none of the top tier characters to work off of. They had what the fans would know, but not everybody and their mom would know. So they realized they couldn't rest on the laurels of intellectual property or IPs, so they just had to make sure that the storytelling of those movies was really solid. So that's why all of their movies were winners. Even some of their lackluster efforts are pretty good. And it's kind of amazing that other studios haven't figured this out. It makes me think of this one old show, The Critic, that had Jon Lovitz in it. He plays this film critic and he says, if you stop watching bad movies, the studios will stop making them, and that's pretty much the message given. Now, if that's the case, why are they still making bad movies? Well, this is a shift. What's happening is there's a shift going on and they're kind of like, what the heck do we do? So they're in panic mode. If you're panicking and you're desperate, then you're gonna just keep making mistakes. And that's where vision comes in. Vision allows you to say like, hold on, let's just see what's going on. I think one interesting thing to pay attention to will be J.J. Abrams being kind of the showrunner for Warner Brothers streaming service. Apple offered him a way bigger paycheck, but he turned it down because of the IP that Warner Brothers owns. This dude has vision. Force Awakens broke records. Anyway, let's see what happens when he's given free rein, because the dude knows how to tell a story. So Hollywood, look at what Marvel's doing. Pick up on the stuff that works and don't look at the stuff that doesn't work, because so far they haven't made a mistake.